My next guest is an up-and-coming female artist not only in Denver, but worldwide. Please welcome Danielle Anderson. All right, so first off, your band is Danielle Ate The Sandwich.
Yes, that is my stage name.
That's your stage name. I just have to ask, where did the stage name come from?
Yeah, unfortunately, there's not a great story. I'm just a wacky person who spends too much time alone. So I get these ideas. And when I first started making music, my given name is Danielle Anderson, and I didn't think it had that showbiz shine. So I went off the deep end and was like, I like sandwiches. I eat sandwiches. Let's go with Danielle Ate The Sandwich.
Yeah, I love it. It's hilarious. So will you describe what kind of your music is? How would you describe your music?
Yeah, I usually describe it as folk music. I call myself a singer-songwriter, and I play ukulele and guitar. So it's kind of like an acoustic, mellow, easy to listen to sound. But I like to kind of have unexpected and quirky lyrics. And as I've been playing and writing music more and more, I feel like my sound has evolved. And I'm leaning more towards kind of like pop and rock, which maybe a long time coming genre change, but it might also just be kind of like a fever where I'm like, ooh, it'll be fun to have like rock and roll drums on this next song. But I call it folk singer-songwriter mostly.
And on your
music to study too.
You have a new album. Are we going to hear any of that pop or rock coming out on that?
Yeah, I have a new album coming out in September. It's called The Terrible Dinner Guest. And there's a few songs that definitely have a different genre feel, a shift. And then there's some classic ones that are more like storytelling folk songs. And then some that kind of draw in like jazzy Motown doo-wop influences. And the song I'm going to perform tonight is kind of one of those doo-wop. Doo-wop, like a 50s like girl group song, if you get into that. Yeah. It's a really hot trend right now, doo-wop. It's coming back, trust me.
50s doo-wop is it's trending in the music world right now.
Maybe, I don't know.
Well, I'm sure if you're performing it, it will be.
Yeah, we'll see, we'll see.
So you said your lyrics are quirky. What do you mean by quirky? Like, can you give an example?
Yeah, I could give a great example. I have a song, it's a love song, but it's called We Are Hot Dogs, and I draw the metaphor of two lovers rolling in the sheets as two hot dogs on a gas station grill, kind of rolling.
Okay.
So it doesn't have to be inappropriate, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's just it's a cute tussle
Two
in the
hot
sheets.
dogs rolling around isn't inappropriate
juicy,
at all. That's
juicy, shiny meat. You know, it's kind of that.
Yeah.
It's kind of that.
So it's not like rolling in the deep, it's rolling in the sheets with the hot dogs, huh?
Rolling in the meat.
Rolling in the meat. I don't think that's better than the hot dogs. So I first saw you perform up in North Glen, and where else have you performed in Denver? Or anywhere, I guess.
Well, I perform a lot in Fort Collins. That's where I'm based.
Okay.
And I play a place called Avogadro's Number most frequently, but I've played a lot of venues up there, as well as in Denver. I most frequently hit the Walnut Room here in town. But I tour across the country, and I have for 7 years. So I hit all the corners of the world. And actually, just this year, I went on my first international tour to England, and I played a ukulele festival over there. So I'm technically an international superstar.
Oh, wow. I didn't know we had an international superstar. How was that in England? Was that a cool experience?
England was very cool. It was just a total honor to be there, kind of waking up every morning going, what? My music brought me to England? Who am I? But it was actually very different to play for an audience that has a great sense of humor, but it's different than the United States.
Okay.
And here I'm kind of funny, and over there it was harder to like use my typical jabs. I do a lot of self-deprecation, and they didn't really fall for that. Huh. They didn't like that. So it was interesting to play for a new crowd that they were very receptive, but it was like, oh, I'm gonna have to like fine-tune my English jokes a little bit to get in with these guys.
That's funny. So I want to talk about your new album a little bit more, The Terrible Dinner Guest.
You got it.
You recorded it in Virginia, correct?
I did.
Why did you record in Virginia if you're from Fort Collins?
That's a great question. I have a friend named Sky Zentz. She's a singer-songwriter who plays ukulele in Virginia. And her last album was produced by this very talented young woman named Jackie Paolella. And I kind of wanted to work with them both to help make my record. So I went in order to work with them. One of them owns a studio there, and that's where they're based. They know musicians there. So I went there for a new experience, to work with new people, to work with people I was excited and wanted to trust and kind of collaborate with. And honestly, to get out of my box. I think I've had great success in Colorado, and the audience here and my resources here are huge and so supportive.
Yeah.
But I kind of wanted to be like, what happens if I drive across the country a little and like scare myself to see what comes out, like if there's inspiration in trying something new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Very cool. We only have a couple seconds left, but I noticed as you talked about this, there's a lot of female names and a lot of girls you've worked with. Is there, it almost sounds like it's been an all-female workers you've kind of had behind you. Is there a reason behind that, or just kind of worked out? Or
there is a reason. In the past, I've worked with exclusively men, to be honest. No females have touched anything I've done. No females have touched anything I've done. But this new project, it was like, I want to work with young people, fresh minds, like-minded, sensitive individuals who are also artists. And so it definitely became a female-driven project, and I became really proud of that. Not necessarily knowing that's what I wanted to do, but as it was developing, I was like, yeah, we're young, we're strong, we're women, and we're gonna make a kick butt record.
Perfect. I love it. Strong women making kick butt records. Wonderful.